Hi, welcome to the Yoga Studies Institute. I'm Nicole, and today I'll be guiding you through a 30-minute yin yoga class. Yin is a more passive type of yoga in which we use gravity to do the work for us. So we hold the positions for extended periods of time, and without using the muscles, we just lay into the position. And I brought some props here, some blankets and pillows. You could use yoga blocks or cushions. They're not absolutely necessary, but they will make it more comfortable for you to stay in the poses for a longer period of time. In this class, we'll be staying in the poses for 3 minutes at a time, and then we'll be taking our rebound pose, usually a Shavasana, in between to let the energy redisperse. And by allowing gravity to do the work for us rather than doing a more active class, which activates the muscles, this targets the myofascial tissue in the body, the ligaments, the joints, and the bones. So it's really good for promoting a good flow of chi in the body, of good flow of energy, and helping increase your flexibility. And also really great for detoxifying the body. So make sure you grab some water after the class. So I have some blankets and pillows here to help me with the poses, but you can use anything, towels, blocks, cushions. If you don't have any props, or if you'd like to use some, you can pause the video now and go grab some props. So our theme in today's class and for the next few classes is prajna. It's the fifth of the 5 yogic powers that we learned about in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. And Master Patanjali describes these 5 yogic powers, and the fifth one is called prajna, which means wisdom. And it's not just any wisdom or knowledge, it's this higher knowledge of knowing where the world is coming from. Knowing that our thoughts, our actions, and our speech have an effect on how we experience reality. So by doing our yoga practice, we are planting really, really good seeds that will later bring us greater results. So I was thinking of which pose really makes me think of wisdom, of higher knowledge, of really promoting that type of thinking, of being able to see how our world is coming from the seeds that we plant, the actions or thoughts that we do. And I was thinking of the lotus pose, and many people ask me, what poses can I do? So I'll do a series of poses that will help us get into a good meditative position. So we're going to start with frog pose. I like to use a blanket for my forearms, and then, oh, a butterfly just flew in. And then I like to put another blanket on my mat to protect my knees. And then you spread your knees wide. Your legs are about 45-degree angles. And then you can come down on your forearms or all the way down to the floor. And if you'd like, you can put some cushions or blankets to support you and even extend your arms fully. See what works for you. I'm going to stay on my forearms, and we'll start our 3 minutes here. And just connect with your breath. You can close your eyes. Notice any sensations. Letting everything else go for the next 30 minutes. Keeping the concentration on the practice. See how quiet you can get. Maybe you can feel or hear your heartbeat. Two more minutes here. Almost there. One more minute to go. You're doing great. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath, to the sensations of the body. Are you feeling the cool air coming in as you inhale? And the warm air coming out as you exhale. And slowly coming up, bringing your knees together. If you need to, putting your props to the side. And we're just going to come in for a 30-second Shavasana, laying back on the mat. Noticing the sensations in the body, allowing the energy to redisperse through the body. So next we'll be doing figure 4. So bending your left leg and then place your right foot over your left knee. And here you can stay here or bring your knee towards you and clasp your hands behind your leg. We'll be here for 3 minutes as well. If you need to, you could also put some props under that left foot, maybe a few blankets or pillows, or just clasping your hands behind the foot. Also, you can use a belt or a scarf or a shirt or something if you can't grab behind the leg. Just breathe. What new sensations are you feeling? If you want to bring your leg closer, you can wrap your hands around the shin as well. Just staying here. If you can even try to bring your foot down a little closer, kind of like a half lotus. But be gentle with yourself. It's a process. It's good to take your time, push yourself little by little, but not to overdo it. Then it'll take more time to recover. And by doing our practice continuously and getting better little by little, the results will last longer. 30 more seconds here. You're doing great. Relaxing everything you don't need. And gently release. You can keep the legs bent. And then the other leg, bringing your left foot over your right knee. And you can stay here or then bring the leg up, clasping your hands behind your thigh or your shin. And again, if you want to go more into a half lotus, you can. So we'll be here for 2.5 more minutes. Just relax. Notice the sensations in the body. Notice the breath, if there's any changes to the breath. See if you can feel or hear the heart beating. If your mind wanders, just bring it back. Letting everything else go. Right now we're planting beautiful yoga seeds. We're focused on the body, on the sensations of the body, keeping it healthy. Feeling gratitude for the body, for allowing us to have this experience and be able to plant these good seeds in our yoga asana practice. It's good to feel good about the good things we're doing in our day. And the more you practice feeling good about the good things you're doing, rather than worrying about, did I do something wrong? Then those thoughts, those rejoicing thoughts will become more and more frequent. And release. And then we're just gonna bring the legs all the way down to Shavasana. Staying here for 30 seconds. Watch the energy as it's moving. Watching the sensations of the body and the breath. You're doing great. And coming up for our next posture, we'll be doing butterfly pose. So bringing the feet together, you can grab a couple blankets or pillows. We're just going to fall forward. If you'd like, you can put 2 pillows under your knees. But it's all about just letting gravity do the work and supporting ourselves where we need so we can stay in the pose. And we'll start the 3 minutes here. I'm gonna grab one more blanket for my forehead. Get comfortable and then come into stillness. Just watching the sensations. This wisdom, this fifth yogic power, allows us to see how things are coming from our seeds, from our past actions, thoughts, and speech. So we must have done something very good to be in this yoga class together and be planting even more good seeds. Keeping the positive action karma going. Two more minutes here. You're doing great. If you feel like you can go further at any point, you can move your prop to the side and then just go back into the stillness. And the same goes for if you feel like you've gone too far. Then add a prop, move slightly out of the pose. One more minute here. You're doing great. Keeping the mind on the breath, on the body. letting everything else go. Keeping that joy of planting good seeds by doing our practice, keeping that awareness of what we're doing is going to have a very positive impact on our future. And slowly coming up, moving the props to the side. And then we're going to bring our feet forward, bringing the hands behind, and we're just going to move our legs side to side very slowly. Letting the energy disperse. Try to connect the movements with the breath. And back to center. Okay, so our next pose is going to be Pigeon Pose. So we can start from downward facing dog. We're going to start with our right leg. I'm going to put one blanket here so I can put it under the left side. Oh, I'm going to put it on the right side so it can go on the right side under my bum. And then I'm going to put a blanket here for my forearms. So actually we can start from tabletop position. From tabletop, make sure your props aren't in the way. We're going to come up to downward facing dog. And then bringing our right knee towards our right wrist and our left foot towards our left wrist, and then coming down. So you should feel some cushioning if you need a prop here. And then I'm actually going to put a blanket under my knee as well, just to make sure I'm very comfortable for the next 3 minutes. This pose can be a little intense. And then why not? A blanket under the forearms as well. Fully cushioned here. And here you can keep your arms up, come onto your forearms, or come all the way down, bringing the forehead down to the mat. So getting comfortable in the pose, and we'll start the 3 minutes here. All these poses are going to help you for your meditation posture. Coming into stillness and watching the new sensations in the body. We're doing a lot of work with our hips in this class, also related to the water element and to emotions. So sometimes when we do a lot of hip stretches, we can get a little emotional. It's just the prana releasing through the body. Our prana and our thoughts, our energy and our thoughts ride in tandem. So where we put our thoughts, the energy goes. And by doing the asana poses, we're moving the energy. 30 more seconds here. You're doing great. And slowly come up. You can place your props to the side. Coming back to tabletop position. And you can just move your props to the other side here. We'll go straight into the other side and then do our rebound pose after. So again, starting from tabletop position, then coming into downward facing dog. Bringing our left knee to our left wrist and our left foot to our right wrist. Setting the props in the right spots. And then relaxing down into the pose. Coming into stillness. Again, taking the options of the arms fully extended. Coming on your forearms. Or bringing the forehead all the way down to the floor. And we'll start the 3 minutes here. You're doing great. Notice the sensations. Maybe they're a little different from the other side. Halfway there. Minute and 30 seconds to go. Keeping the mind on the breath, on the sensations of the body. Staying with that joyful feeling of planting really good seeds through our yoga practice. 15 more seconds here. And slowly coming up. You can move your props over. Downward facing dog to tabletop. And we're going to move our props to the side. And go into a heart opening Shavasana. And then we'll do 30 seconds of regular Shavasana. So I like to roll my blanket over to the side and then bring it to the bottom of my spine towards my tailbone and then lay back, opening up my arms, just allowing the chest to open up, opening up the heart. And then after this, we'll be going in Shavasana. So we only have 30 minutes for this class. So you're welcome to stay longer in the heart opening Shavasana and then go into Shavasana on your own. Or if you'd like, just moving the blanket or pillow out of the side. Coming into Shavasana. Relaxing. Letting the energy disperse through the body. You did great today. So happy that you joined me today for our yin yoga practice. I hope this really helps you in your meditation posture. And staying in Shavasana, you're welcome to stay in Shavasana or giving yourself a nice stretch, coming onto your favorite side and coming up to sitting position. Bringing your hands to your heart center, bowing towards your heart, thanking yourself for doing this practice today and dedicating it to the happiness of all beings. Namaste. Thank you so much.